This person did not know that I was listening in on the conversation. Not that it was like that serious or anything like that. But the person was
you're
like
stroking it and you're eavesdropping.
Whoa.
Stroking and stalking.
Whoa.
Wombo combo.
That is not.
Coley 2026.
Don't call it the Wombo combo. That's not even what happened.
Oh my god, what's that? Is that Shadow the Hedgehog? Is that
no, it's a Rayquaza coin.
Is that the green hedgehog from Sonic Heroes?
Is that Green Suigi?
I thought that's what he was gonna say.
Is that Green Suigi? He's done it again, guys.
Also, it's a
Green
hawk,
Suigi coin.
Guys, what if we talk about Green Suigi the entire this week, like just for no reason? Like while everyone's at GDQ, like what if we just talk about Green Suigi instead? You know, thoughts?
That's true.
Feel like
what is even going on at GDQ right now? Like, couldn't be me.
Who knows? They're playing games and stuff right now.
Yeah,
probably freezing their asses off.
Oh, they're playing DK64 Rando right now.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to see what this Dove chocolate bar told me?
Nobody asked. We delivered.
That is actually the premise of the podcast. Is that nobody asked.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Chicka Slim Shady.
Is this?
I am
actually the intro?
Jaxler, and these glasses don't fit.
My name is DECosmic.
Ow.
He's from Delaware.
That hurt more than
My name.
Emotionally saying this.
It's Coley.
Flashbang!
My scapula.
Now
My
you
ears are
forget
ringing.
everything.
Hold on.
My eyes are
Okay, we're good.
See, let's
My
go.
eyes are ringing.
Today on the podcast, everyone, we're going to be talking about really important topics. You know, this is going to be a very serious
Very deep.
episode.
Yeah, very serious.
We're going to be
episode.
super serious because today, I don't really know what we're talking about. Cole just said he wanted to talk about something. So take it away, Cole. That's your segue.
Yeah. All right. So listen up here, buddies.
Did you just jack it like to prep yourself to talk about the thing you wanted to
I
talk?
thought you were gonna say, did you just jack it to like completion?
You look like
That's what I thought.
Dude,
you were
he did
about
the
to
Asmon
say.
Gold Challenger live on the podcast. It's crazy.
You just saw me looking at my wrist with no wristwatch on it and was like, "Oh, I gotta hurry this up."
Yeah, sorry. It's,
Crazy.
I got
Asmon
a
Gold
lot
Challenge
I got a lot
speedrun.
to do today. No, so here's the thing, guys. Is
I got a lot to do today.
Yeah, a lot of stroking to do.
yeah, I got on my Google
4-hour
Calendar.
session
On my Google Calendar, all the tasks to do is just stroking it. I get a notification. Yeah, I get a notification on my phone. It's like, oh, it's a reminder to stroke it.
Stroke it. Reminder to refill the IV while stroking it. Just
Jesus. Bathroom
But-
break.
So you need to use the bathroom? Oh, you're
While
saying
you stroke?
Yeah,
No, that'd be
Yeah,
the
no, I got it.
notification.
I was about to be like, dude, we just started.
No.
But, okay, so here's the thing.
so we're
is
stroking
that,
it. What's up?
So I feel like, well, I guess I can only speak for myself, but I feel like a lot of people in my age group, which is like
I think you
the
can speak for
20s,
Cosmic
people in
too,
Gen
with this
Z.
specific thing.
Yeah, exactly. Is that
For stroking it?
I just feel like, how do I even begin this? So there was, ever since COVID happened, I've been like, dude, I don't know how to fucking talk
What
to
Cosmic
people.
had a couple weeks ago, and
I
Chris
don't know how
forgot
to
about it.
fuck. I
don't know how to do that either, but I've anyway. But I just don't know. I'm like, ever since COVID, I was like, I don't really know how to talk to people. And there's one time on Mortal Stream where I have this theory.
Ryan in theory.
He was
Don't do it.
And
Nope.
Ryan was in chat. Ryan was in chat, and he was like, "I respect your opinion, Coley, but I have to disagree with you."
Hell yeah.
Because so here's the thing: is that I feel like when people talk, everybody just has these made-up rules about what is proper social conduct, and then that results in you just not really talking to the best of either person's capability ever. Like, for example, I remember in high school, now maybe this isn't the best example, but I'll list some more as well. So like when I was in high school, I remember somebody telling me, dude, if you want to get a girlfriend, you have to text them all the time. Never let the conversation die ever. That's not how it works.
I think that's
and
good.
then I had another person tell me, dude, if you want to get a girlfriend, don't talk to them at all. What are you doing? Like you gotta
play hard to get.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And so then it's like
I hate straight
And then
men,
you find
I'm
out that you
sorry.
have to do the push-pull method. You know what I mean? Where you push,
is that?
push, you message, and then you pull back and you vanish for a couple days. So then
Yeah,
they
see,
want
so there's
you.
I
always
think you
like
were
different-
talking about stroking again.
I thought you were
so
talking.
real.
I'm Jim
No.
Rat. I thought
I
you were
wouldn't
talking about
know,
the
so
split.
that's why I thought.
No, I
all
found
circles
a
back to
red
stroking.
pill on my desk and I popped it in while y'all weren't looking. You know what I mean?
That's really cool.
Y'all look, yeah, you know what I mean. But
Okay, Boomhauer, continue.
So here's, but
Boomhauer 02 to you.
so I'm kind of just like, so I'm just like, dude, I'm about to just be like, because I mean, then there's this whole thing about like phones or whatever.
I'm about to come.
I'm about to bust one. No. So like that really distracted me.
I mean,
For real.
we
We've
knew.
gotta stop- we
but
gotta
like,
shut up.
Locking in. So here's the thing.
For 3 seconds.
So then when you put phones into the equation of talking to people, like there's people, so this is what I was really talking to Maura with. I was like, dude, what if I just like called somebody from my past, like somebody I haven't talked to in forever, but I still think about them. I think they're cool. Like I'd like to still keep in contact. What if I just straight up called them and Mortal and some people in chat, they were like, no, you got to text them first to make sure that they want to call you and like all this other stuff. And then, and then it's like, well, why don't I just text them? And they're like, no, that's just like weird. Or like, and then we kept going through all these
talking to
random
virgin
situations
gamers,
and it's like true. And I did call them virgins, and I laughed at them for it. No, I'm just joking. No,
As you should.
Respectable.
Yeah, as I am also one of. But so then I was like,
game
dude, this is just so.
game.
But then I was like, dude, this is just so stupid. It's like people are avoiding talking to people because they don't want to like inconvenience them or they think it's wrong, but it's just rules that they made up in their head. And so for the new year, I've had this thought for months where I'm like, I want my New Year's resolution to be either every month or every week, or I guess bi-weekly. I don't know what the
Every 3 weeks, tri-weekly?
consistency. Maybe
That's
but
just
the
monthly.
No,
That's
it's monthly
actually
with
true.
extra steps.
Yeah, it could be. But it's like I'm gonna contact somebody that I want to keep in contact with from my past or whatever, or like, you know, just any. It doesn't even need to be somebody from my past. It could just be like
have many
some
of
relative
those.
that I don't talk to on the frequent, you know. And I want to just like call them randomly. And if they don't pick up, they don't pick up. I'll leave a voicemail.
pick
And
up,
if they
I'm
do
gonna
pick
kill
up, then
myself.
we'll just have a yeah. Okay. But so they're like, that's what I want to do, right? And so everybody was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I could do that or whatever. So then
What?
move the clock forward
What are these guys
to like a week later. And I was telling my friend Connor this. Now, if nobody knows Connor,
He's the
Oh,
chief
Connor, the
fat
one with the
guy.
username that I feel, yeah.
yeah,
The,
he's
the
the
one with
cheese
the
fat
username
guy.
that I feel like is probably a slur. I don't know why that's his username.
Yeah. But he's also the world record holder in having the longest heptathon run, which took him over a day in frights. But anyway, so I was talking to him about this, and all of a sudden he picks up his phone, and I didn't even realize he did it until I heard the phone ring like over Discord, and he did exactly what I wanted to do, but I just have not had the courage to do it immediately. I was just like, I'm gonna do it for a New Year's resolution, so then I have to think about it later, and then I'll surely do it then.
He had bigger balls
Right.
than
He did.
you.
So yeah, so
His
he just
balls
called
not
somebody
dropped to the floor.
and I was like, this person did not know that I was listening in on the conversation, not that it was like
Damn,
that serious or anything like
crazy.
that. But
Great.
but the person
So
was
you're
like
stroking it and you're eavesdropping.
that whoa.
Stroking and stalking.
Whoa.
Wombo combo.
That is not
Holy 2026.
don't call it the Wombo combo. That's not even
feet.
what happened.
No, it's the Happy Meal.
No. Anyway, I like how this is like a really like I thought this was such like a cool moment, and now you guys are saying that I'm
Sorry.
like fapping it while like
We're locking in. We're locking back in.
Jesus. Okay.
Take a
So
sip
like,
of my water.
so he picks up the phone and he calls this person, and so the whole time this person's like, "Am I really talking to you? Like, we haven't talked in like 4 years." And Carmen was like, "Yeah," and they like literally caught up. It was like a 10-minute phone call, but then at the end of the phone call, the person was like, "This really like made my week. I cannot believe I'm talking to you right now." And then the conversation ended, and I was like, "Dude, this actually." Like the thing I knew was right, but was too scared to like try it. It actually worked, and I just became so like inspired. And what are you
Jaxler.
doing? Go ahead.
Say a letter.
Oh damn! Wait,
P.
for real?
E?
P.
Wait, what? G?
Like P. Like
Oh, P, penis.
Oh.
MLNOP, as in penis. Yeah.
I like
as
that P as a
in
penis.
as
God,
in
if you were-
as
if
in
you were a
penis,
cop-
as in pussy,
Wait, if you
as
were-
in polyps. I don't know.
Yeah, if you were a cop reading off a license plate, you'd be like P as in penis.
I would say that. You would get the picture. You would know what I'm talking about.
Tango Foxtrot penis over.
I'm just saying.
I would have said Pinocchio, but sure.
I was gonna say
whatever.
pomegranate.
I mean,
I'm
that
gonna
is
call
what
someone
his
loud on
nose
the
is. Like, kind of.
I'm not doing that.
But I thought
Mainly
that
'cause I'd be
was
calling my
just
college.
super.
I don't have anyone with
Yeah, no,
one P.
I get what you're saying though, Cole. Because like, weirdly enough, you mentioned that, and like, that's actually something low-key I've also been trying to like work on, especially with the ADHD meds, where it's like, you know, for me, it's like more of an expression of gratitude type of thing, where it's just like, okay, like once a week, I'm gonna like text or DM someone like a voice note and just be like, hey, thinking about you, or hey, really appreciate you type of thing. Just like as a means of, you know, like you said, like reconnecting with people that you might. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like texting people's one thing, but like actually calling them or
Yeah,
them
it's more
hearing
sincere.
your voice or yeah, exactly.
I feel like if
Yeah,
you text
and-
someone, that's so easy for them to just be like, "Wah," and just like not give a fuck. You
Same
know
with
what I mean?
email.
Or just
Like,
be
yeah,
like-
yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like if you call,
exactly.
then it's just like, if they pick up, it's just like, you're locked in, nigga. Like, we talking now. What's up?
Yeah.
You know? You're
can't
trapped
hide
in this
from me
arena
now.
with me.
Yeah, and I mean it's also like because I like with again with like the mental roadblocks where like I feel like the person who is like sending the message is the one who's overthinking it, or at least from what I'm getting is like, oh man, but like what if they're busy and blah blah blah. But if I like flipped the script where I was the receiver of the message, I would just be ecstatic. I'd be like, dude, like, is this person like really calling me right now? Like, this is
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I would not be like, oh my God, I can't believe this person from 4 years ago. I'm editing a Scooby video. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, God, why did they text me first?
Well, they
no, I'm
might
not
be
gonna
doing
act like
something
that.
more important than making a Scooby video.
Yeah, they might be stroking too. You never know. You might have called them
that's
mid-stroke.
Yo, Jackson
That's
said
crazy.
stroking it is more important than making a YouTube video. That's crazy. That's,
I mean,
has
it's kind of the
different
same.
priorities.
It's kind of the same
Wow.
thing if you really think about it. Well, it's just different
In the
things you're
comments,
stroking.
would you say that stroking it is higher up on the tier list of importance than making a Scooby-Doo video?
Well, both are both are a
time
little
sentence.
masturbatory.
Yeah, and hopefully last time sentence.
But
Man,
anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I think I might actually legit do it because like I've done it with like baby steps too, where it's like I'm at the gym and I'm like, if I immediately like see somebody where I'm like, oh, like there was this one guy when I was walking in, I was holding the door for him and I was like, his mustache is cool. And I was like, you know, I'm going to tell him that his mustache is cool. And I told him and he was so stoked. He was like, dude, it's not even like fully grown, but thank you. Like, that's so sick. And all this other stuff.
and then
And
they had
dude,
I mean,
giving
I
a
don't
man
do
a
it all the
compliment-
time.
Okay, that
I mean, we started.
that's not a bad thing. So
That was like S plus on the tier list of
no.
importance. you know?
I was just gonna say like
lost his virginity,
something-
everyone.
especially for guys, like just like getting a compliment is like so rare that it's just like
Oh wait, this is okay. Wait, this is something that me and Mortals chat sort of argued about because it's like, okay,
it's
what if
always
you're-
the Welsh, dude. It's always the Welsh.
What if hypothetical situation where you're at the gym, right? And
I'm not there.
you
Try
see
again.
Okay, you're at a public area. And
You are outside.
Okay.
you
Stroking
you're,
it.
No.
You are outside, stroking it. Long style.
No.
Fucking
We
3
are
strokes
not,
out.
We are not doing
In the bear
anything.
hole. On the sidewalk.
Yeah. But okay, but anyway, so there's
Green
like
Suiji's done again.
okay, you see like a girl and you're not like attracted to her or anything like that, but you just think like something
But you
like,
are
oh,
stroking.
no. Stop bringing that up. Let me say my point.
Okay. We're locking
Like,
it.
you,
We're locking it.
like so she's like, oh, like her hoodie's cool, or maybe you like how the things, like whatever she did with her hair. Would it
butt
be
looks
weird
nice.
to just, would it, okay, not maybe say that,
Oh.
but what if you did go up to him and been like, hey, I think your hair is cool. Is that cringe in like
No.
that scenario to just, to go to somebody, he's like, hey, I think your hair looks super sick. Like, people in the chat were being like, no, that's kind of creepy. But I was like, I don't think that would be weird. Maybe if you say it like, I really like your hair. Like,
Or like, can I touch your hair?
no.
Sleep with it.
There's a difference between I like your hair and can I touch your hair. That's the big difference. But like, I think
that's
what
true.
they might be getting at is it's like it's a lot easier to comment on someone's appearance when like because of our society being heteronormative, meaning that being straight is normal or the default.
True. I'm normal. Continue.
Any kind of like it's a lot easier to compliment someone who is of like the same gender as you than of the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you see, you know, like maybe women like complimenting each other's outfits more often, or like what you said, where it was like a lot easier for you maybe to like say, hey, I like your mustache. It looks
Yeah,
really cool.
it's because there's like an expectation or like an assumption that you're only talking to them because you want to bang, right? And I think like a lot of men kind of just fall into this trap where they're like, if I speak to a girl, that means she's going to think that I'm being creepy and want to bang her. But really, like, if that's her first, like, reaction, she has her own issues, right? You know what I mean? Where it's just like, she's been fucked up by a couple of guys, okay? You know, she's been put to the ringer, so she's on the defensive, right? But, like, by and large, if you just say that, I think people forget about this line. You can walk up to someone and be like, I like your hair, and they say, cool, thank you. You leave.
And then you're done.
Yeah,
and then you're done.
The problem, and what is creepy, is if you walk up, you say, hey, I like your hair, and they're like, oh, thank you so much. And then you stay there, and you try to extend the conversation uncomfortably. That's when it can get creepy. But even then, it's not even that creepy if you're just like, oh, hey, like, what's your name, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like, you could still talk to them like normal, but like, there's always like a line in conversations where you can make it creepy if you're dumb, you know what I mean? But if you just treat them like a normal human being, then it's fine, right? And I think people just see Twitter and they just like think that Twitter's real life, and Twitter's not real life. In real life, you could just walk up to people and talk to them. It's crazy.
That's
and
the
like
thing.
they
That's
don't
the
care.
thing is,
and that people aren't as combative as they are on Twitter, because everyone on Twitter is combative, like fuck you, blah, 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 blah. And everything's this like hyper, like fucking realistic world. And it's just like, it's not, this is fake, bro. This is not real life. Like, you know what I mean? Like people are a lot chiller than there. It's like if you have a hater, like if you have a hater online, you see them in real life, they're not going to be like, go kill yourself. They're not going to say that. They're going to be like, oh.
people are just not comfortable in our culture with casual conversations with people they don't know. Like just like walking on the sidewalk even and just being like, even just saying hi or just smiling. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like, where it's just like people are just like not. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah,
my cheat code is always
good at talking to random people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I say
and
this
that's
stuff,
okay.
but I'll never
But
do
it's
it.
like,
You know what I mean?
but here's the thing, Nestani. There is a difference between having a personality that lends itself to not being comfortable engaging in that way, and as a culture, regardless of individual personality differences, having some sort of resistance to
Jaxler
engaging in
dismantling
that
my
type.
joke again with facts and logic.
Yeah,
So
with facts and
cringe.
logic,
Well, I think that too, like the thing about of it, like for Twitter especially, is that a lot of like advice on Twitter is like constructed to deal with toxic people, right?
With
And
defense.
eventually that ends up getting applied to like it ends up getting generalized, right? It's sort of how like when you like get into a pool and at first it's like very cold, right? And so you get used to it, and then your body kind of like just warms up to it, and all of a sudden the pool is like warm now, or whatever.
Yeah, or you don't realize you have hypothermia.
There
Or
you
you
go.
just pissed it to warm it up.
Yeah, you
Well, I
slow
can't speak
stroked
for
it in the
everybody.
pool to warm it up.
Oh my god. But the thing is, right, is
It's
that
so
so
like,
into
easy, dude.
stroking it right now.
I'm not stroking
everybody-
it. I'm just.
Sounds like you
I'm
are.
just.
You want?
No,
I
I
think
can't
you
see
just
your
want
hands.
to
My
watch.
hands are right here.
We
You
can't
would
see your
know
feet.
if I were stroking.
We can't see what's
when
attached.
everybody
not
like
that
just
flexible,
takes
bro.
when
I
everybody
don't
just takes
have
the advice.
neither the flexibility nor the toe dexterity to accomplish that kind of stroking. Like,
What
but
those feet do.
that's neither here
Yeah.
nor there. Continue, Cosmic.
Yeah, well, so I was gonna say like so, and I mean I think that like the mainstream nature of like so like once the idea of branching dialogue paths became mainstream in video games, it was like it led to a total gamification of how people see conversations as well.
Realize
everybody
that
just-
like not everyone plays video games, right?
Well,
I don't
no,
mean to,
but
like-
I'm saying like this
Sounded
concept
so
too.
condescending.
You realize that
really
not everybody
condescending.
has the same interests, right, Cosmic? No,
Yeah.
Jaxler, sorry. Are you going to tell me to drink fluids next time I'm sick? Yeah, thanks. I was planning on dehydrating myself. Glad
No,
you
I was gonna
stopped
make sure
me.
you were stroking it,
but-
but that also is a
well, that's been
close
going on
second.
the whole time. Let me just.
I do have to say that every time I talk to somebody, there is like a gamepad that shows up in my periphery, and it's like X is talk to them, circle is to punch them, triangle is to like switch
Fair enough, yeah.
switch Z targeting.
Well, there is just sort of this like gamification of everything that people do now. Like, I mean, think about like exercise, right? Where, some of the first questions that I get regarding my weight loss is like, did you track like your steps per day? Did you like track your calories, et cetera, et cetera? And it's like, no, I didn't do any of that actually. I don't know how long I don't know how far I walked every day. I don't really know like all the macros and all this other stuff in terms of what I was eating. I just kind of focused on a couple of different things
It feels like
and
people
just
are
made
trying
sure
to
I
like
walked like,
datafy or calculate their lives.
yeah.
And it's just-
like, that's how people end up seeing, what is it? That's how people end up seeing other people as well, is like, I remember seeing a tweet from one of my buddies, Mike Breezy, or his name's Michael Brown. It's on his Blue Sky. But I've known him since like 2010,
Ew.
and
Sorry.
yeah, he's a good dude. He's a guy. He's a Tekken player and a Soul Calibur player from Atlanta. And something that he touched on his Blue Sky a while ago was that when somebody says like, what do you add to my life? That is like through and through capitalism, where it's how can I consume you to
Hey, yo.
so you produce more value in my life,
It's
and
a
it's
value
very
add
much like
thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's a value add thing, and it's not like a way to see another person. And that's like also with how like people get nervous about like calling somebody as like they think that they're detracting from what that person wants to be doing as well. And like, I don't really like talking on the phone, and I can't imagine, and most of the time that people call me on the phone, it's when they want something. So if somebody just called me on the phone to like catch up, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty dope. The last girlfriend that I had, we talked on the phone a lot of days of the week, and that was pretty cool. I mean, I'd have to eventually be like, hey, I do want to do something else tonight, so I'm going to have to let you go, after like a couple of hours, because I didn't want to just sit there on the phone all night.
Yeah.
But that is like about striking a balance, because I was engrossed in what we were talking about and spending time with her when I couldn't see her, and talking on the phone that way.
Yeah.
Like and it was definitely more interactive and more meaningful than just texting. Like if we had those same conversations over text message,
Yeah.
it would have meant less.
It's because it's like
You know,
fragmented and
and
you're
so-
not like in the same.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're not on the same wavelength. Yeah.
And I think just to kind of
Yeah.
like add on like what you were saying about like the whole like capitalism thing, which you're going to put way better than I'm putting. But like, I think for me, like a big reason why, like I've been a notorious non-dater. And like some would say
Same.
notorious, and like I've like actually intentionally avoided it for like literally 10 years straight. Like even if someone would ask me, I would say no, like that type of thing. And like I think a big core reason of why I was doing that is because in my head I was like, oh, I have to create value for whatever person I'm, with.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
like, and so like that was like my whole thing where I was like, oh, well, then I have to get like better. I have to work on myself. I have to like, be good enough, in order to like be worthy of like a relationship or whatever. And that's a dog shit way of thinking about it. And it's also just
I mean,
incorrect
that's-
because it's just this kind of thing where it's just like you don't have to add value to someone's like
You
obviously-
existing
like
is-
obviously
like,
you
is-
existing will
Yeah.
add like value if but it's not about adding value, it's about just living life with one another, right?
It's connection.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
It's human
like,
connection.
conflict the two when it's just like you don't have to be this perfect fucking person to like add to someone's life, you know what I mean? And I think people just confuse that, and they also just have like expectations for like everything now, because like you see like any like relationship, short content on like TikTok or Twitter or like any of these things. It's, they'd be like, well, if your man doesn't do this, then you should break up with them. And if your girl doesn't do this, she's crazy. She's a red flag. You know what I mean? And it's like all these things. And
That
it's like,
sort of shit.
they like,
I think that's
media
yeah.
wants you to create this like checklist where it's like, if you have these check boxes, then you can date, and if you can't, you're a fucking piece of shit. And that's just like not how it works. But it's hard to like see that. And for me, I just
Unwrap
couldn't.
that. It's hard to untangle that.
It took me a
Like,
while
I
to
struggle
get there.
with that.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's where a lot of my insecurity with like, oh, I'm unemployed comes from. I mean, part of it like
Jobless
is the
bitch.
capitalist minds. Well, part of it is like that capitalist mindset, but
part
it's
of it's
also
Nestani.
just part of it is Nestani. That doesn't help, but it's also just like, how could I ever convince, not even just like for a relationship, but even just people wanting to be friends with me? Because like people look at you differently if you don't work. They look at you differently if you don't fulfill certain types of expectations, even outside of like a relationship context, right? Like,
Yeah, I think
I was
I don't think you're able to
people
look at me
about-
right now, period, because you don't have your glasses on, but I get what you're trying to do here.
I think
Go
one
ahead.
of the things about like social media and connecting with the world is the fact that you do often compare and contrast yourself to others. So then it kind of forms in your brain to be like, this is what I should be doing. Right. And it's never like what you like. I lost my train of thought. No.
Well, because at the end of the day, it's a human thing to want to be accepted.
Oh,
Right?
that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. So like when you're having like a conversation or whatever, because or like any kind of like interaction, I feel like people really just want it to just nail it. Like they don't want to like once it's done, they want to be confident that it happened, and there's no like, what if I did this? What if I did that? Kind of thing. But like anytime a conversation happened and it didn't go well, or I felt like there were some awkward moments, I would always like stop, rewind the clock, be like, what could I have done differently there? But then
Yeah.
I don't remember where I heard it from, but it's so obvious when you say it out loud, where it's like, dude, a conversation is with two people. Not every mistake is, well, A, a big deal, or B, your fault. Like,
Sometimes
Just-
they don't give you anything to go. Like,
Yeah,
you'll-
exactly.
That happens
Like-
on the podcast sometimes, where we
I would
like
never do
don't,
that.
where we just get stuck. Yeah, where it's just like, well, shit, and we're just kind of sitting there. We're just like,
yeah, or it's, and so I feel like just that obvious
Cool.
thing where it's like, hey, you're not the only person who can make a mistake or will make a mistake in the conversation. And if somebody is like, awkward or makes a mistake in the conversation, usually I'm just like, whatever. But then if it's me, I'm like, oh my God,
I think part of the thing too that people, and this is something I still kind of struggle with it with social anxiety. One of the things that like kind of clicked in my, I don't know who said it, but it was like something to the effect of like, when you have a conversation with someone, they very like, and then you leave, they will very quickly forget about it. The amount of time that people like, unless something like crazy happened, like if you slap them in the face, they're probably going to remember that for a bit longer, right? If you were slow stroking it in front of them, Louis C.K. style, then yeah, they're going to remember that, right? But like when it comes to like a normal conversation, like for one, people care too much about themselves.
He's just going to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, Louis C.K. is one of the best to ever do it. I can't say that. I can't say that with a straight face. God damn
in both
it.
ways. Continue.
But like the other thing, are you okay, Cole? Like that's like the thing, right? Is like people care. Like I heard it put as well is if you're like really insecure or like hard on yourself, that's like another way of it being like self-centered and an ego thing, right? Because because it's you caring too much about yourself. But instead of being like, oh, I'm the best, I'm better than other people, it's like, no, actually, I suck and I'm annoying and I'm a problem. Yeah.
I have a
exactly.
thing to point out too, which like I'm not sure how much this is a theory, a Ryan theory maybe, but it's not from Ryan, it's from me. Not to confuse anyone with that. I just want to clear that up. I just have a tick whenever the word theory pops up. I have to say it. Okay.
Yeah. I have to think of one of my best friends. Yeah,
I think, my goat. But like, I think there's also this thing where I think it's exemplified in our generation for a couple of reasons, in my opinion. I mean, obviously COVID. Okay. Like, let's just, everyone stop socializing. Like, it's a very abnormal experience, right? But I think there's a couple things that could be happening too, because when everyone was inside, they were probably watching more YouTube and more streams and more like podcasts and stuff. And so my theory, Ryan theory, is I think people think that there's a problem with pauses in conversation, right?
Yeah,
and I have a couple,
because you edit shit. You edit out pauses.
That's what I was going to say. You just took all my fucking thunder. But
I'm sorry. Here, pretend I didn't say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think that like pauses aren't awkward and you don't have to make them awkward, but people just feel like they are because they're not used to it. Because when you're watching an edited YouTube video, they literally cut out breaths. So like if you ever notice, you're never going to unhear it once you know this, by the way, if you don't somehow notice already. And if you don't know it, I'm not judging you. I don't care. But like if you don't know it, like when people are talking on YouTube videos, you can literally look at my tutorials, #ad, if you want to learn frights for no reason. But like any YouTube video, they will cut out breaths, right? They're going to be talking about this and then they're going to go to the next sentence, then they're going to talk like this and blah, 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 blah. And there's no breaths because they're trying to keep your attention, right? It's boom, boom, boom. And they need to keep that pace and beat because it's a video, right? It's meant for like consumption, right? And even like podcasts, which have rose to prominence recently in the past 3-4 years, like everyone, their fucking moms have a podcast. You know what I mean? A lot of people that shouldn't have podcasts.
We're part of the problem.
But like even this, like for example, like kind of what Jax was alluding to before, which is what made me think of this, was that like, you know, there are many, many episodes where, I mean, you don't notice it because I'm really good at editing, but sometimes we pause and we run out of things to talk about, and then we have to decide on another topic, which happened a couple times. Or what more than happens is that there is an awkward pause and there's just a long thing where like, we're like,
cool.
So, and we make noises for like 15 seconds and I just cut that out. Right. And then, you know, you just phase the audio together and like, but that's like a thing that happens that is normal. That is not a bad thing. Obviously it's bad for podcasts, which is why I cut it out. But like, I think people misconstrue that for like real life where they see this like podcast, especially I think this also is even more egregious in real life podcasts too, because it's two people sitting and typically it's a 3-camera thing. They have a 2-shot, they have a solo and a solo. So you can cut from solo to solo so easy and make it so fluid and you will never know that they're cutting. Like even more than an
you've
online
done
podcast.
something
I mean, I do it similar to the online, but like I think even in person you can make it even more smooth. And also with the like, it's just like, and I think people just see that. And then I think that could be a subliminal thing where they're like, oh, pauses are awkward. And also it's kind of like a meme to be like, oh, the fucking conversations and pauses. You know what I mean? So like, that's just my theory.
I think part of it too is we're in an age of information overload. And I think when there's less information happening, For one, your brain might
panic.
try to make information. You panic because your brain might try to find information where there isn't any. This has been a
It's not
thing
that
between me
deep,
and
bro.
Nestani before. It's not that
Just
deep.
say she has
And
nice hair.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nestani and I have had this problem before where it's like sometimes I'm like, sometimes there's like a moment where I'm like, I can't tell like what's on your mind or what you're thinking. And then you'd be like, no, there's literally nothing I'm thinking about right now. This is just my face. Like you're overthinking it.
Or I'm
And,
thinking
like-
about something stupid to try to say and interrupt you with.
Exactly. But like the other thing too, and like, because weirdly enough, during the pandemic, I felt like I kind of thrived because I am one of those people who I'm not very like, when it comes to social stuff, I don't really need all that much maintenance or just being around people, weirdly enough. But like, I think because people were isolated, they needed that kind of like continuous like social stimulation, for lack of a better term, which might just be another way of saying slow stroking it, but with friends. I don't know. But like, I'm gonna keep bringing it back to slow
I
stroking.
cannot believe you.
Life finds a way, and so does stroking.
I mean, that's why Twitch blew up, right?
Yeah, exactly,
'Cause of
because it was
stroking,
like this. It was a replacement for that social connection and social stimulation, because you hear people talking and you hear people like interacting with each other, and it feels like the things that you should be experiencing in the real world, but it's missing stuff. And now we're kind of starting to see the repercussions of that.
I mean, I'm fortunate enough, honestly, that I have a group of friends that I see at least like once or twice a week or something, which is like
Show
my
off.
fighting game buddies and everything. But I mean, that was just kind of like, that was me reaching out to a friend and being like, hey, going through a breakup right now, trying to hang with more people. And he was like, well, I'm glad I'm one of those people. So we meet like, Wednesdays at this time. So come on through. And I was like, all right, sick. And then for a while it was like people were meeting at a gamers cafe or whatever on Fridays as well. And then that closed down because in Delaware, if you try to do that, you apparently just get over ambitious and don't know how to run your business. And so then you shut down within like a year.
Rip.
Shots fired.
Because you don't try to do an internet cafe or anything. You just try to, I don't know, have 24 super PCs where people can play whatever and blah blah blah. But anyway, that's a whole tangent. Now there's like a trading card game shop where people meet up for tournaments for Smash and other fighting games throughout the week. So I see them also on like Sundays and stuff. But it is a little it is a little damning, unfortunately, that like I think there's a statistic that some significant amount of like men typically that are like 25 and under do not see friends in person like ever. And so they're like pigeonholed into these, like Twitch holes or like these weird Discord holes.
That's
and
how the
all that sort of
alt-right
other stuff.
pipeline thrives.
Yeah, that's how
because-
a lot of that stuff thrives. Yeah.
Because it's community. It's not a good
Yeah,
community,
exactly.
but it is
I
community.
watch Twitch and I'm all
It
right.
is a
We gonna be all right.
I think you're
we
all
gonna
right.
be
yeah.
all right. But it is, I mean, that's why, like, even though,
Nobody asked.
what is it? I don't think that, even though I don't think that Sunday is a great time to have some of these fighting game tournaments, because it's like, in the evening before, because I'm like,
It's the
man,
holy day.
I'd rather just
Yeah, it
be,
is the Lord's Day.
yeah, I'm like, man, I'd rather
Supposed to
just
be
be chilling at
praying.
home, like
Yeah,
on
you gotta
a
be
Sunday
stroking on the
evening.
Sabbath, bro. Like, come on. Like,
True. But also, like, the alternative is that a lot of those guys that are there might not, like, they just might not have a place to hang out with other people and play.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
a lot of those dudes, I'm like bordering on being old enough to be some of their fathers, which kills me inside. But it's like, it is important to show up and support stuff like that so that people have social contact like that and they don't just see conversations as transactional.
yeah.
Right. And that is like also why like a lot of people are fucked up on the dating scene, is because a lot of it is viewed as transactional. Where like there's a Venn diagram of like,
I
first
talk to
date
you
and
and
first
we then
interview.
get married.
Yeah. I mean, I
Share an
remember
income.
seeing even like 20 years ago, a meme of Morpheus that was like, what if I told you that women were not a sex machine that you put money into until it comes out? You know?
Jesus. I mean, hey.
And it's like, again, that was like, you know, that was like when I was leaving high school, right? You know? And it's just like, so not quite 20 years, maybe like 17 years. But
1738.
it's like, damn, dude.
I'm like, it was a pillow.
Even like that mentality is still around where people just think like, well, I did things right, quote unquote.
Therefore, I am entitled to.
Therefore, I can do this thing. And it's like, no, that's just not really the way it works.
I
like,
said her hair looks nice, and I walked up to her and said something. So therefore, we're gonna get married. It's like,
I mean, I've even had like what, and I'll tell you this one thing too. So like, I used to work with a lot of women, and I would like often compliment their hair because you would see them. Not really. I mean, that's just kind of how retail is. But like when you see people like every day, you know,
he's got that
I fucking hate you both.
pussy.
So no. Well, the funny thing is
that
that every
shit probably
relationship.
stank too.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that
Honestly,
shit's probably nasty.
What's funny is that I think that like nearly every relationship that I've had, or nearly every sexual partner that I've had, has worked at a Walgreens at some point in time.
Probably smells like expired medication.
That's
bro,
what the
don't
W in Walgreens. It's a W.
Don't
for the women.
Don't bag on that. Anyway, let's not. All women are queens. Anyway.
Well, some of them.
Okay, simp.
So the thing is, right, is that when you see somebody every day, you will often notice if their hair looks nice or not. And then so when it would look nice, I'd be like, oh yeah, your hair looks nice today. They weren't like creeped out or anything. They were just like, thanks. I actually washed it for the first time this week, you know, or whatever, because obviously you're not supposed to wash your hair every day. You know, you're supposed to wash it like every few days or whatever. And that was like funny. So like, and then we would just both go about our day. But that's like the end of the conversation. I didn't stop to be like, why do you only wash it that amount of time? Or what did you use? Like, I'm not going to go into all that bullshit. Right. But
is it soft? Can I touch it? Yeah, no, like just,
yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that.
I don't know what it is with people and wanting to like touch other people's hair. Like that just seems so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. As somebody that's had long hair, mine used to be a lot thicker, and
yeah, we know
people would like to. Yeah, obviously.
Sorry.
Fuck you.
I'm
But
being
anyway.
an asshole today. I'm sorry.
Wow, what a change of pace.
I feel like this is every week, Jax. I don't think you're doing anything different here. I don't think you're reinventing the wheel.
But
I'm sorry for being.
where was I going
by
with
Pink
it? No, you're
Floyd.
good. No, you're fine. It's all good. Just know that once yours goes, bro. Oh, it's open season.
I'm cooked, but
you're done.
I know I have it coming. It runs in my family.
I'm growing out my fro right
That's
now,
fair.
so I can't relate to anything that you guys are talking about.
You're gonna get on the podcast. I'm gonna be, what's up, Vegeta? How's it
Honestly,
going?
I'll
TN?
probably just shave most of it off. Low-key.
Bro, if you called him
that's
Vegeta,
fair.
that's
That would be
diabolical.
fire.
The Vegeta is insane.
Yeah, or TN, depending on how bad it gets. So,
Oh, damn.
That would be.
but
the fucking
yeah, but I mean,
outside
it's
where
like
Caruso
just one
looked.
strand of hair.
God.
yeah. But so as I was saying, like people just have this really weird idea of like just how like things are supposed to go. But like, I mean, I've even had conversations like over dating apps and stuff that were just like extremely dry. And I felt like I asked the right questions and then people were just like not feeling it. And I was just like, all right, whatever.
See ya.
Like shit just don't happen. Yeah. And I mean, like one of the good conversations that I had over an app didn't actually end up going anywhere because like they just didn't respond to a message for like 3 days and they were like, hey, I'm just kind of going through a lot right now. And I was like, that's fair, you know? And then we just didn't talk again, but that just is how it is, you know? Funny enough, the reason that we had a good conversation was because they recognized my pictures that I'd used as GDQ pictures. So that's kind of funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they were a GDQ watcher, and they were like, "Are these from Games Done Quick events?" And I was like, "Yeah, they were." And then they were talking to me about like their different partners and everything, and that was when I was more open to like trying out polyamory. I'm not into like trying it out now.
Not anymore, motherfucker.
But I at least gave it a shot, you know. The idea of it. it's now I can definitively say like, yeah, I'm pretty monogamous, right? And now it helps
Any ladies
the
out there, he could be all yours.
it helps the
For just
the
one
dating
like
pool,
and
you know, or
subscribe down
whatever.
below.
That's true. I don't know about all that. I think I'm.
Nah, we gotta
Maybe give
raise
him
the
a Twitch
stakes here a
Prime
little
too
bit.
on his Twitch channel.
there you go.
I think another thing too is
I'm not in a
like,
relationship, but $5 is $5.
Hey, dude, it's more like $2.49. So.
Oh,
there's
dude,
that,
it's September. Fuck.
Yep.
I think also another thing too, which like I think this can extend to just like talking to like anyone, but I think specifically with men and women and men coming up and talking to women and trying to pick them up. I think a major thing that kind of perpetuates this problem is the fact that like people don't have enough interactions, so they just overthink the ones that they do have.
Yeah.
Right. And I think
Yep.
that's a big problem is that there's not enough quantity because they're like, oh, I see like one woman a month. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, and if
Like
you
a shiny
strike out,
Pokemon,
it's like
like-
a shiny Pokemon. It's like if you strike out, you have to wait a whole nother month. And it's just like, dude,
Oh, jeez.
you can just try again, which I think is
They like glitter, like the sparkles show up when you talk to them.
And then it's
It's
an
like a
hour and it just uses teleport or some shit. Like,
and then you
Oh,
just
that's
start
awesome.
crying. But I think like a thing that like I can't believe I'm gonna give dating apps any credit of anything good. But I think like a good part about dating apps are the fact that there are a fucking endless sea of women on there, right? And like when you actually like use them, it's almost like, oh, there's a bajillion like shots and chances, so it just like diminishes like the pressure that you feel to have like the one go right. You know what I mean? And I think people just like do that with just even normal conversations, but they're like, this has to go right. And it's like, why does it have to go right? You could just have a shitty conversation. I have shitty conversations all the time. I have a bunch of fuck ass musicians that come in that I don't want to fucking talk to. We have terrible conversations, and it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fine. You know what I mean? And then you just move on, and guess what? None of you ever think about it. A week goes by, you know, even because at max, you're like, even yourself as the chronic overthinker, gamer, loser that you are watching this podcast, right? One of us.
So true.
You overthink a conversation for how long? Maybe like a week or two. And then you're probably not thinking about it very often, right?
yeah.
By that point, that person definitely ain't thinking about it either, right? If you are the litmus test for like the max that it can be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they probably forgot within 30 seconds.
they probably
of
already
leaving
forgot
the conversation.
But
You
also,
are nothing. You serve zero.
purpose.
yeah, you should. But like that's also the thing where it's just like, I think that's the biggest problem is that people just don't touch crap. People don't go outside enough, and people don't have enough interactions because they're, you know, because let's face it, being inside and being on Discord with your friends is much easier, right? Because guess what? When you're on Discord, guess what you do when there's a silent pause? You just assume everyone's scrolling Twitter or scrolling or watching a
Yeah.
Twitch stream.
You can
or
also turn
gaming,
people's volume
or-
up and down.
Yeah.
You can mute people. You can mute yourself.
Sure, I wasn't going to go all the way into that, but the reason that Discord and stuff is a very easy way to hang out is because it takes the pressure off of you have to be like the content all the time, right? You know what I mean? Is that you could just like go nonverbal for like 15 minutes, right? And like, granted, you can't really go nonverbal for 15 minutes, you know, out in the real world, but like 30 seconds to a minute of just like, you know, chilling, looking at something else, it's fine, you know? And I think because people are so used to communicating through Discord and stuff that when they get to the real world, it's like, oh, it's like, it's almost like if it's like narrowing the scope and it's like all eyes are on you and it feels like you're on like a stage suddenly. You have to like perform and do this like little monkey dance, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
But again, I do the same thing. Like it's hard for me to get over that and just have conversations with people. I have these same thoughts, you know what I mean? And I don't talk to a lot of people, you know what I mean? I have these same issues, but it's just like, just not overthinking it at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the best way to do that
Yeah.
is just to increase thing.
Yeah, you need reps. You need experience. You know, you need practice.
Yep.
Being social
also-
is a thing you have to learn how to. It's a practiced
Yeah.
skill.
I also don't think it really helps that people like define themselves by like being shy and awkward a lot more now. And it's like
I'm so shy.
You're not going to get better at not being shy or awkward without
the moment
engaging in those
you
things.
put yourself in a label, the harder it is for you to break out of that. Like if it's at your expense or like
you're tunnel visioning yourself. Like you're tunnel visioning.
Cosmic sort of like made me think of this, but something that I feel like I've learned in just the past year with multiple things, but also just like conversations, is kind of the idea of like how things are supposed to go or like how things are supposed to be. The more like I think about things in life, the more I'm like, I feel like anytime you think about how something is supposed to go, like you're just gonna hate it or you're gonna feel bad about it because you're gonna mess something up eventually. You know, like not that that's bad that it like it can be bad that it happens, but like it just makes you dwell over it a little bit more, at least for me, you know? So like, you know, if you can go into like a social situation or a conversation and you're not thinking about like how to do the perfect conversation and like all this other stuff, like I just don't think that's it, man. Like I feel like watching a YouTube video about like how to like I feel like okay, this is somewhat of a hot take and there's obviously different nuances, but I feel like if you were to watch a video about like how to talk to people, I feel like every single video is actual just trash.
True.
And the real thing is just trying it, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's hard for something like, because there's things in life where it's like I can get started on it and then like keep going with it, but like
then you just can't finish.
That's with like research or whatever. Like working out, it's like I can watch some workout videos or some research on like having better diets or whatever, and then I can kind of like use that as sort of like groundwork to then, you know, keep growing and building it. But with talking, it's like you just gotta like don't think about how it's supposed to go. Just jump into it and do it. And like, you know, if you jump into the lake and you accidentally hit the bottom and you get hurt, then like that's okay.
Gotta dig a better hole.
Yeah, you gotta get into deeper waters, you know. It's a weird analogy.
I think like another thing of like what Cole said actually earlier in the conversation was like he was talking about how Connor just called that one random nigga and just started talking to them, right? And it's just like if you think about it, it's like if you reverse the roles, you know what I mean? And if you think about anyone from your past randomly calling you, how would you feel about it? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you would probably just be fine with it. And so, like, if you just reverse the roles in your head before you go into any of these interactions, that could also probably help because
you can always hang up. Like it was like what we were talking about with the album, where it's like if they don't,
they're not going to get mad
music,
at you for calling them because if they're mad, they're just not going to answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If it's someone that you really don't want to. Sorry, I thought I was literally getting called. That would have been hilarious. But it's like no one's going to react like that, right? And it's just like if you're not going to react like, chances are that they're not going to react like that. And if they are, maybe don't do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, so pick your chances anyway. What you're going to say, Cosmic?
Damn, I don't remember.
Well, GG. But yeah, it's
dude
just
looked into his own future and saw nothing there. That was crazy.
I think also just like taking it less seriously, just like say some fuck ass shit just to see if they're paying attention. You know what I mean?
That's what I do.
So a lot of people just
that's like half my personality.
Yeah.
Just do the Jaxler, just pull out his thing and be like, do you think Raven Simone could have seen 9/11 coming? And just have that be your opener.
Jax's thing this episode is like stroking it.
Well, you can't slow stroking it. It's like, you know, sexual, it's just like, you know, harassment. We can't have that.
I'm talking about like
I was gonna say,
freestyle and butterfly.
But you could ask
what I was
going to
say too is that like
towers falling.
The other thing too with like videos that will like tell you how to talk to people is that it will never take into account like how you deliver them or like what your voice sounds like or anything like that. So like you can, if you have like a certain suaveness to you, you can get away with saying some like pretty outlandish shit, right? Or if you just have like a good delivery, you can say some pretty outlandish shit.
For those of us who aren't Unk, he's referring to Riz.
Yeah, that's fair. So like Jaxler saying to people at GDQ, like, do you think Raven Simone did 9/11, you know, or whatever, as his running joke for the week? He can get away with that because he's Jaxler. But like, if I walked up to a bunch of people and I was like, "So, do you think that Raven-Symoné did 9/11?"
Then you just sound like a conspiracy theorist.
You're a serial
It just
killer.
comes across quite differently. Yeah.
You're immediately a serial killer. You know what I mean?
The medium is the
Now
message.
you all laughed because it's parody, but
Yeah.
like if I came up to and maybe other people would laugh, I'm not sure, but it coming from me is definitely different from it than it coming from Jaxler, just because we're different people, you know. So like, if somebody says to you, "Well, you need to go up and compliment somebody's eyes," like if I just came up to somebody and I was like, "I really think your eyes are great."
Great is insane.
Like, you know, that is not how I would say it. But if I was a type of person that would deliver it that way, that sort of advice is not going to aid me at all.
No.
It also depends
know.
on like the who in terms of because like I mean bringing it back to the slow stroking for the 50th time, like the
Also,
reason
talking to
it's
strangers
like
is
probably different is because it's coming from me, because I have no stake in the game because I'm asexual. So it's like I'm saying that thing, but it's coming at it from like the lens of parody.
Well,
Like,
also if they're well,
I'm not
also
coming.
if like
Yet.
let's say this person
true,
doesn't
not
know
yet.
that you're asexual, right? Let's go there for a moment.
Also,
the
people
other
just
thing
don't
too
know
is
you.
just
So
that
you can put up
Yeah,
any front
that
you
too.
want. You could just
Yeah.
say what the fuck ever.
Yeah, I used
other
to
thing,
do
too,
like
is that, like,
voices.
I've-
When I was a cashier at the movie theater, I would do like voices and stuff.
I'm a
I
NASA
would,
scientist.
they
I've
roast
just
it.
What's
never
up?
understood
I'm a
like
millionaire.
I've just never understood the science of talking to strangers, or like the obsession with wanting to like just talk to strangers a certain way. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I feel like if somebody's just chilling, doing their own thing, then I'm probably just not going to bother them, right? Like,
If they have their
It just is
headphones
what
on
it is.
sitting alone at a coffee table, probably don't fucking talk
Yeah.
to them.
maybe fucking don't.
I don't care
Read
if
the
you've got
room.
like the craziest pickup line going, you know. It just don't do it, bro.
Even
Like,
if
it
it's
just-
in Latin, like read the room. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
Like at least try.
that
you
is
page
that is
from
the main
angel
thing
to
too.
blank.
You are heaven.
Like again, this shit is not an RPG, bro. There's no like speech check or anything. Like
You also
at least
don't get
not
to
one that you
pause
can
for
It's not
30
even-
seconds to
gamify.
think about your decision before saying it. You just
Or
you have to
Google
do it
what the
instantly.
correct answer is. It's not
Yeah.
Stardew Valley where you can look up like the gift tables for all of the single ladies in
That would
Stardew
be
Valley.
fire
Like,
if you could do that. Be like, this
That
girl
is-
likes
and
Hot
this is-
Wheels cars. Like, that would be
This is
fire.
the other thing too, right? Is that like a lot of this like advice is always geared towards like a goal of like dating. I don't think I've seen many videos, if any, on like
How
this
to
is
get a
how you
friend.
talk to people. If you want to make a friend,
Make a
it's
friend.
always like getting like a romantic partner. And I mean, again, that's just sort of like that goes back to the like this is capitalism. This is like trying to
Yeah.
get somebody that adds value
How
to
to
your
win
life.
friends and influence
influence
Yeah.
people. I've never
My
read that
favorite
book, but that
book.
title
I've read
scares
honestly
me.
I
So
started
dumb.
reading that book, but then like the whole premise of the book is like it's literally just don't be a dick and just think before you speak. That's
Wow.
basically all the book is.
I have a problem
It
with
just kind
that.
of has a crummy title, but
I'm really good at being a dick.
That's
I need to work
crazy.
on that.
I think that, and this is probably my asexuality speaking, but like I think that,
we're
especially
back.
with the when we're talking about the like the transactionality of like this kind of, you know, romantic intent, where it's just like I don't like part of me just doesn't understand why people are so obsessed with getting specific, like these specific, like getting pussy. Like I don't, or even just like wanting to have a romantic partner, or for the sake of, oh, I want to do romantic like things you do with a romantic partner. Like, you know, I get the need for physical intimacy, but also just like,
Yeah.
If that's the only thing you're searching for, maybe like make it aware.
Maybe just
I
maybe-
can't also, I don't
maybe just
understand
help
the
out a
appeal.
young entrepreneur sex worker is all I'm saying.
Well, here's the
like if
thing,
you
I
want to
don't
catch
under-
them all, then go catch them all, you know?
I
Yeah.
don't understand the appeal behind those types of intimate connections without having a strong connection with the individual in which you are pursuing it with.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what,
you
like-
just don't know
that
ball,
I-
man. I don't know what to tell you. I think
Yeah.
it could be pretty cool, but
I think that there is.
I just
I
thought
think that
about-
there is some sort of like there is an adventurous side to like not really being totally invested in somebody and like sharing that with them, right? But also like that just ain't really like the hookup culture ain't really my bag. either. But I
Yeah,
get like
we're not Kyrie
some
Irving.
people's
Well, I
like
mean,
adventurous need
having
to
sex
doing
isn't
it.
really your bag either, but
I mean, I've had
I
sex
would
more than
argue against
anybody on
that.
this podcast combined.
Yeah,
So
I
think,
meant on a regularity basis. Well, maybe
well,
recent
no,
events.
that's
are
what
clouding my
happens
bias.
when you're single.
Yeah. And ready to mingle. Leave a comment down below, ladies.
Now I'm thinking about a Pokedex where it's like a pussy Pokedex.
I thought you were going to say
or
you
a
were thinking
penis
about me
Pokedex.
having sex, and I was like,
Hello? Question?
Jesus.
Where did we get to
Because
that?
like I don't
That's
remember,
crazy.
but because I was like, wait, dude, what if I think sex and Pokemon actually have a lot more? Because some people want to catch them all, some people just want like their specific like team.
Some people are elemental trainers, is what you're saying. So
Some people are gym leaders.
yeah,
Some people are like,
And
does
then
this
there's one
have like,
champion.
does this
fighting
does-
types, you know? Some people
yeah,
like
does
dark
this have
types.
like the EV and the IV and like stuff? You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah, different people
Some
have
people
different
like
stats and
electric
natures.
types, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
Some people like
fire types,
water
yeah.
types, like really
And
flowing.
I feel like
types.
Cole is discovering
generations.
astrology and dating right now.
Yeah.
Like I
I'm a
feel as though he's like,
Capricorn.
man,
I'm a
yeah.
Sagittarius.
Fire types also
If
known
you were
as
a gym
Leos.
leader, what Pokemon type would you be a gym leader
Yeah,
type for?
there you go.
Like that is astrology for neurodivergent men, I suppose.
or people that just need to abstract it a different way. But
Yeah, that is also
I mean,
true.
it's-
Or gay people.
that's fair. You know, that's probably true as well. Yeah, that's fair.
Is Pokemon like
It's all about
playing
your delivery,
Pokemon? Is
guys.
that like
See, you know, you sometimes you just need a better delivery.
yeah? Sometimes you just have to be
yeah.
homophobic. I get
Yeah.
it, Nestani. I get it.
what?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Me
you just
too,
got to use
yeah.
the master ball.
Yep.
Oh,
Sometimes
my
you got to
God.
masturbate. But yeah, no.
This is how. Yeah, this is how.
I think generally though, I think like bringing it back to like the whole COVID thing, I do think that has like accelerate the issue like massively. Like I think we were like slowly
Definitely.
like trajectorying or
We were on a
word.
slow trajectory.
Traversing.
That word. Yeah, we were on a slow trajectory towards this problem, but I feel like COVID just said, okay, let's fucking juice this shit.
I feel like-
Iran
like
warped
we're
us
like
a couple
we're
years
here.
ahead.
I feel like we would have been at this point like in 2030.
30, yeah.
You know, without like COVID happening. I feel like
Corona.
that. I mean, it might have even taken longer because I feel like a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff, like it created this really like weird new normal that we've just not like
Recovered
everything
from.
post COVID has been. Yeah, we've just not recovered from it. I mean, I even found like I think it was weird discovering what is it? It was weird discovering like when I had COVID a little while back, right? That like when I called into my job that like they just don't have COVID policies anymore. Like it's just now treated like any sort of like other disease,
Wow.
Yeah.
you know? So
Even though it's like a lot worse than the
it's-
other ones.
yeah, so it's like I thought, you know, I was going to be out of work for like a week, but I was not. So it's like okay, that's strange to me.
Eat shit about
But
it. Yeah.
that is like just part of the new normal that we just got to get used to. But it is also just very weird seeing like some things kind of like shift in a positive direction, like work from home being a little more commonplace.
Mhm.
But also like on the other end of that, it's just like, yeah, everybody's just way less social, and now everybody is just like measuring like their interactions in terms of
Calculating
yeah.
their friendships.
like attention is the currency of the future, like, or I guess
it's
the
the currency of now. It really
yeah,
is.
the currency of the now. Well, I guess we're kind of living in the future, so to
Please
speak,
watch this
too.
podcast all the way
We
through.
are the world.
I also think that that's
are
part
the
of why YouTubers always get like exposed as like groomers is because attention is the biggest currency they know. So
Possibly.
and it attracts people who want a lot of
Yeah.
attention.
exactly.
I also just want to say, just anecdotally, like Cosmic said something that just made me had a brain blast, but like I am like so different from like pre-COVID versus like post-COVID, like in the way that like I used to be like super fucking annoying, outgoing, extra, like all the time, 24/7. You could not shut me the fuck
yeah.
up. Like what I am on this podcast,
I'm much
you
more
know, this
introverted,
heightened
too.
version of myself. I was just that all the time in real life, like in class, like, and people would tell me to shut up and that I'm being annoying, and I would just keep going. But like literally, like I'm just not that anymore. I just like don't do that. And I've been like trying to like kind of get back to that because I'm like, why don't I do this anymore? And I'm still kind of unpacking that smile. It's not a solved issue here. It's still an issue. But like it is just kind of crazy where it's just like I just don't. Before I would not think twice about talking to anyone ever. I would just ward vomit in your face and not go fuck. And now I overthink fucking everything. I think about like the conversation 50,000 times before it happens. Like literally, I remember there's someone that I worked with for like a short time, and I was interested in talking to her, and instead of just going up and talking to her, I instead thought of 18,000 ways that I could start the conversation and what I would do and all these different branching paths and all these different things. And then it's always funny because every time a conversation happens, you have no answer for it because you did not think about it. Because it always goes differently than what it is in your head, which is funny. And then I just ended up never talking to her.
We live in a society where you want to rationalize things, but life and people
you just got to turn your brain off, bro.
Irrational.
You just go absolutely
I think you start living life when you are just more open-minded, and it, I don't know. Maybe that's just the artsy guy in me, and not the STEM guy.
That's the moral of the story.
That is translated perfectly by Jaxler one. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
I'm working on learning how to speak heterosexual, so I hope this was a worthwhile exercise in that.
Wasn't.
It wasn't? Okay, fair enough. Your feedback is appreciated and will probably not be implemented.
Guys, did you know that Jax is ace?
Really? I am?
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you said that Jax has AIDS. And
did you know that Jax has AIDS? Don't touch him. He's going to bleed on you. Watch out. I bleed it out, digging deeper, just a thought.
You know what? I was about to be really mad about the direction of this bit, but then I talked about slow stroking it for like half the podcast plus.
True.
So I think I'm just going to hold that L.
So does anyone have anything else to add to this lovely, serious conversation that we had where we're so serious?
Yeah.
Well,
we cried a little bit in this podcast.
Yeah, I actually wept. You know that one verse in the Bible? I used to know it. Jesus wept. It's just 2 words.
It's the shortest verse in the Bible. And you forgot.
I don't know what the verse name is. I don't know. Like it's like Luke, chapter 3, verse 27.
Yeah,
I don't know
know what it is.
Jesus wept for there were no more worlds to conquer.
I know the entire verse of Psalm 1. If you want me to recite that for you. Good. For God so loved the world.
I think Jax was about to say something.
3:16.
Oh, I was just trying to make the joke about Jesus wept for there were no more worlds left to conquer.
Okay.
Come.
I know Austin 3:16.
I know.
Austin?
Isn't that the Steve Austin one?
No, that's Steve.
I forgot what it is. No, not the.
Like the Book of
I actually
John?
bet Steve-O's been in WWE as well.
No, that's Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking in WWE sounds crazy.
No, that's Steve
it sounds
Harvey.
like it'd be over pretty quick. Yeah, it sounds like it'd be over pretty quickly.
No, that's Steve
I want
Minecraft.
a battle royale of Steves. That actually does sound kind of crazy. There's a lot of people named
What about Steve from Smash Ultimate? He probably just wipes the floor, right? He can like build the universe. Like
I don't know, but Stephen Hawking knows the universe. Like
yeah, but he's also dead and a pedophile. So like,
well, you got me there.
Well, maybe because he's a pedophile, he'd have
a
better matchup into the Minecraft universe. Like,
okay, wow,
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself; he got assassinated.
That is dark. This became serious, and then it just became dark. And yeah, I'm with you there.
I feel like I've lost the room. I'm sorry.
This is crazy.
Guys,
Cosmic looks like he wants to die.
Guys, remember when we talked about cutting things out of the podcast?
We're not cutting this out. It's
no. That was a good joke. Come on.
Goodbye, everyone.
No.
Enjoy your week if you're at GDQ because we're definitely all of us are at GDQ right now.
Yeah,
Jaxler is currently there, so he's having a good time. You should have watched his run.
I'm freezing to death in Pittsburgh as we speak.
We're going to blow up your house with a pipe bomb. And
wait, let's do a freeze frame.